Hello, this video will show you how to make a quick film using Windows Movie Maker. When producing a video, there are four key elements that need to be considered: the audio, the visual, the editing process, and then finally getting your video out there or exporting it. The first thing we're going to consider is audio. You may be asking, if we're making a video, why are we thinking about the audio first? Well, it's very much the case that the audio is a narrative and always tends to drive the visuals that are actually seen on screen. For our project, we're going to record the audio in a different package to that we're going to be editing the video in. We're going to be using Audacity. This is available to you via the CFS network. When you're recording in Audacity, it is best to record each element of your soundtrack as a different track on the recording. It will look something like this when you've put it together. When you've completed recording the audio, you then need to export it. The best way to do this is to export as multiple. This saves each individual track as an individual sound recording. When you do this, then convert them into a WAV format, or WAV. The next thing you need to consider is your visuals. When doing this, first of all you need to consider what has been said in your narrative and what visual stimulus is going to be most effective to illustrate that point. You can use several types of visuals in your video. Some examples may be use of PowerPoint slides. You could use your own photos or images that you've got from a website. Or if you have access to a video camera, you could actually use moving image. For our project, we're going to be producing our video on Windows Movie Maker. This is also available to you via a CFS computer. When you look at the Windows Movie Maker window, it appears in three distinct sections. The first one is the collection section. This is where all your media files are stored and kept. The second one is the preview box. This is where you can always review your video that you're producing. And the final one, and probably the most important, is your timeline. This is where you construct or put your video together like a jigsaw almost. The first thing to do in your Windows Movie Maker project is to import your media into the collections. You do this via the File menu. Once your media is in place, you can then start to drag it onto the timeline to produce your video or put it together. It can take a bit of time to make sure all the timings are correct and the right visuals are on screen, but you've always got the preview there to see what's going on. Once you are happy with the edit of your video, you then need to save it or export it so it can be viewed on a media player. In Windows Movie Maker we do this by going to the Save as a Movie File via the File menu. Then you go through the process of giving it an appropriate name and then wait for it to publish. You now have a video file that can be viewed on pretty much any computer. However, at the moment it's only trapped on your machine. You may want to consider broadcasting your videos further by using some services. You can always upload your videos onto YouTube or even share them with your friends on Facebook.